All right, let's see if we can get this going. I'm a bit ashy, a bit rough around the edges. Just got out of the pool, but figured I'd do a live on location here in the District of Columbia. And the title of this live is going to be Would You Trust the United States? And why the hell would I suggest that? Well, for you guys who may be tuning in, President Biden stated on television yesterday that we're not going to wait forever for Iran to rejoin the nuclear deal. The nuclear deal that was set up by Obama, canceled by President Trump, and now President Biden is apparently stating that he fully expects the Iranians to rejoin that deal. Remember when that deal was broken, a lot of folks, particularly on the left, suggested that that deal was effective. They actually had faith in the deal, but obviously President Trump and many on the right thought the deal was a bad deal. So President Trump broke the deal up. Well, President Biden wants the Iranians back in the deal and stated on television, we're not going to wait forever for you to get back in the deal. I guess there's that a veiled threat to the Iranians or whatever the case may be, but that is the title of this piece. Would you trust the Americans at this point, knowing that whatever deal you set up with President Biden, the next president could come in and break it? And keep in mind, folks, President Trump is expected to run in 2024. So whatever deal President Biden would set up with the Iranians know that Trump is likely to run again. Would you enter a deal with President Biden, no matter how good you thought that deal was, knowing that President Trump may follow him? Okay, looking in the comments for it. And for you guys wondering, I am on location, out vacationing with the family, and I just got out of the pool, and I actually opened my eyes in chlorinated water, so I'm sure my eyes are red as hell. Okay, user 665 said if he's not in jail, President Trump's not going to jail. Let's get that out of our heads. President Trump, same thing with Hillary Clinton and the lock her up crowd and Hunter Biden and his laptop. None of these folks are going to be incarcerated. People at this level, and I'm not saying any of them are innocent. I'm just going to make it clear to you, people at that level do not go to jail. So for any of you guys sitting around holding their breath, hoping that Hillary Clinton, President Trump, or Hunter Biden is going to see the inside of a jail cell, get that out of your head. Get that out of your head. It's just not going to happen. And when it comes to Hunter Biden, it's going to be very similar to Hillary Clinton. Once President Biden is no longer in position to maintain control, all of the pursuit in regards to Hunter Biden is going to go away. They're going to wrap that case up real quick. The minute President Biden announces he's not running in 2024, the Republicans, the shit you see on Fox News, all that stuff's going to go away. They only want Hunter Biden because his dad is the president. Okay, look in here. They deserve to be incarcerated. You are right. None will see jail. Yeah, and that's a perfect way of saying it. I refer to that comment as a home run. I would assume all three of them. And I understand my audience has a lot of MAG in it, but there's no way I'm going to believe that Trump hasn't committed crimes, and certainly Hillary Clinton has, and Hunter Biden, yeah, it's looking definitely like he got some criminal activity in his recent past. But no, they don't go to jail. Saliva or indica, I don't know what that means. Biden has no control, says U.S. Marine. Well, if Biden has no control, why the hell are the right blaming him for every damn thing? You're blaming him for open borders. You're blaming him for, sending money to the Ukraine, et cetera, et cetera. If he's not in control, quit blaming him for shit. I mean, don't even blame him for falling off his damn bike. He's not in control, remember? He has dementia. He doesn't know where he's at. Well, quit blaming him for everything. All right, I'm going to go straight to the box. This should be interesting. Devil Dog for life. Americans. That's what we're talking about. Would you trust getting into a deal with the Americans? Devil Dog, good evening to you.
What's up, buddy?
Nothing at all, man.
How's
Sitting out here
vacation,
working on my
man?
10. Not too bad, working on my 10, man. Just working
Are
on my
you in
10.
Florida?
No, I'm
Where
in
you
the
at?
District of Columbia.
Oh, you're in DC? Damn.
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes.
like, when it comes to Iran, I don't think
Okay.
we should trust them at all, no matter whose party you're on,
No, no, wait, wait, wait,
whose
wait.
side
Let
you're on.
me ask it to you. Okay, let me ask it to you the other way around. If you
Sure.
were the Iranians, would you trust getting into a deal with the Americans? Is what I'm asking.
Hell no, they wouldn't.
Okay. And that's the point I'm trying to make. I would say this. I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of my MAGA followers were really
Mm-hmm.
in support of Trump getting out of the Iranian deal. I understand they thought it was a bad deal, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just simply saying it from this aspect. Trump has proven that the word and the credibility of the United States is only as strong as its commander in chief. The next commander
Mm-hmm.
in chief can break that deal up like it's nothing. So
Oh
anybody
yeah,
making a deal with the United States needs to realize that. That's the point I'm saying.
sure.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Iran, I don't trust them, and they don't probably don't trust us. Uh,
Yeah,
and
but why are we at such? I guess the question I want to know is why are we at such odds with the Iranians?
because the biggest thing is they want to erase the U.S. and our biggest ally, Israel.
Okay, I can understand from the point of Israel, but who would believe that Iran, that small nation, would have dreams, hopes, and aspirations of erasing the United States? That's guaranteed
Oh
to
yeah,
be
that's
about as
hyperbole.
far fetched as they come.
Oh no, that's hyperbole, 100%. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that 100%. But I do know that they fund terrorist groups.
Well, what is your definition of terrorism?
If you don't believe in their ideology, and to put fear in people.
Okay, and the reason I ask this stuff, I hate to go way liberal,
No, no,
but
no, no,
uh,
no. Go
the
ahead, go
re-
ahead, go ahead.
yeah, the reason I ask this stuff is because a lot of the things that we accuse other nations of, if you
Oh,
really
we've
break
done.
down the definition, we're the ones that are doing. Like you said, for instance, if you don't agree with our ideology, for instance, you said if you know,
Oh
if
no.
you don't agree with if you don't agree with their ideology, they may enact, commit actions of terror. But when you
Mm-hmm.
really look at what's happening on the world stage, who most likely is more likely to go to war with a nation because they disagree with their ideology? It would probably be the Americans.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. But what I'm saying is, yeah. I mean, we are some bullies. You don't get that twisted. We are. We can be bullies when we want to. But what I'm saying, I guess, is from my military background is you know every American life you could save it.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. But I'm for saving American lives by being proactive, not reactive. And I'll give you my explanation for that. When I say proactive,
Mm-hmm.
I mean do not put them in harm's way unnecessarily to begin with, as opposed to sending them off
Sure.
to a useless war and then having to react by saving their lives. A lot of Americans, like for instance, when we talk about on July 4th or on Memorial Day, how many folks died to
Mm-hmm.
protect our freedom, most of them died in the commission of an act to limit someone
Y
else's
three
freedom.
four. Hold on, hold on. Y 34. It's devil dog for life, and that means devil dog. The Germans called us devil dogs in the Marine Corps. It means Tufelhunden in German. So don't sit here and bring race into this freaking situation.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
just seen that a white man calling himself the devil is not to be trusted. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But somebody told me I need to put. Hey, listen, you get crazy stuff in the comments. I just got out of a pool from swimming in chlorinated
No.
water for the last 2 hours, and people were telling me to put chapstick on my lips. So you get all kinds of shit, man.
No, and I agree with you. A lot of the things I come and talk to you all the time because you 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 are not like a strong lefty. You're in the middle. You bring people to think, and That's what these people in the comments have no clue about. But what I'm
Appreciate that.
saying is, but when it comes to Iran, man, um, they they've gotten a lot of my brothers and sisters killed because they funded these groups. They gave them money to do it, to hurt
Let me,
us.
and I get that. Here's the way I look at it, and I'd be damned if I have to try to defend the Iranians because I'm definitely on
Mm-hmm.
the side of the red, white, and blue. But I will say
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's probably very similar to the North Vietnamese, whereas they know
Yeah.
they cannot defeat the Americans head up, but they try to cause damage via proxy wars, which is what we refer
Right.
to as terrorism. The Iranians could never take
Sure.
us on head on, but they could pay,
No.
guerrilla groups and Hezbollah and things like that to strike us and cause fear. And make
Mm-hmm.
no mistake about it, when it comes to meddling in someone's business, it's not the Iranians meddling in our business. It's the other way around. I mean, they don't have, you don't see Iranian ships in the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, or the Pacific Ocean. You see American ships in the Mediterranean. So we're
Mm-hmm.
in their business. They don't like it. And we're pissed off that they're complaining about it. And I think that has a lot to do with it. So when you say that, they've taken out a lot of our guys in funding terrorists and things like that. When you look at the terrorism the Iranians have been involved in, it's mostly stuff that is far closer to their nation than it is to America. So you could present the argument that if we weren't in their business, in their region, none of this would have happened because the Iranians haven't bombed anybody in America, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm. And I was speaking in a live earlier about regime change. Um, how President Trump, whether you hate him or like him, he didn't. He's the only president that I know of that didn't do a total regime change. He had the opportunity. He could have taken out the Ayatollah. He could have taken out a bunch of other people, but he didn't. Um, Bush took out Hussein. Obama took out Gaddafi. Prior to that, Clinton took out another. I can't remember who it was. I'm having a brain fart. But what I'm
What do
saying
you what
is,
do you think about it? Somebody in the comments looked like Neva Cavelli said Trump did not take out the Ayatollah in Iran. He was actually working with them. Somebody that came in as a comment. What do you think about something like that?
he was working with the Ayatollah.
That's what I don't subscribe to that. But what about the
No.
notion that Trump was indeed speaking with Kim Jong Un and Vladimir Putin? So some of our, what we normally would consider as adversaries, Trump was trying to maintain some type of a better relationship with them.
I will agree to that. And here's where I think where people are getting things twisted too when it comes to North Korea.
Okay.
Obama told during the transition told Trump that North Korea is you need to watch North Korea. You need to watch North Korea. They're our biggest threat at this moment. And whether if Obama was giving him a line full of shit or not, he took that as a literal thing. Like, hey, I
Wait.
have to
You
worry
actually,
about North
you
Korea.
actually believe, you actually believe that Trump sincerely listened to something that Obama advised him of?
I do. I honestly do. I
Wow.
honestly do. I
I
honestly
I
do when
would
it comes
think
to that.
that Trump was interviewed by Jesse Waters on Fox, and Jesse Waters asked Trump, "Do you think Obama done anything right for the country?" And Trump said, "No, not a single thing." So my guess is
Well,
if Obama had given Trump some advice, Trump would have been like, "This guy don't know what the hell he's doing." I can't imagine Trump
oh,
taking advice
I'm
from
sure he
Obama.
probably thought that in the back of his mind, but when he saw the intelligence and People were like, no, you need to watch North Korea. He took it serious. Let's put it that way.
I don't know. I look at Trump, and despite I admit he had the economy was successful under Trump, and I'm willing to give Trump credit where he deserves, and there are plenty of places where he deserves credit. But if it's one
Mm-hmm.
thing I will say about Trump, he was piss poor at taking advice from anyone. I gotta move it
Oh,
on, but I will
absolutely.
give you the last word.
No,
Go ahead, man.
I agree with you, but no, I agree with you. But it was good talking to you. Enjoy your vacation. You look like you're having a blast, man.
Always a pleasure,
Always,
man. Yeah,
always appreciate your conversation.
absolutely, man. Appreciate you coming through. Catch you on the next one. All right, look at real quick. The box is open. That was a good one. I always enjoy talking to the folks. This is always, as I say, anytime, every day, all day, a MAGA friendly audience. The folks I primarily like to speak to are generally MAGA. Don't let the name fool you. I lean left, but I always prefer talking to MAGA because I like to keep it real. I like the dialogue. I like the way a lot of MAGA folks talk. But liberals are welcome. Going into the comments, seeing Obama become a president divided black skin. I don't I don't get how that would happen. Ibatson, how did Obama becoming president divide black people? Trump had no health care plan, but dismantling Obamacare was to be his success. Well, he didn't do either. He didn't dismantle Obamacare. That's why they still call it Obamacare. Trump is Trump is so different than you think he is. User 729, you can come in the box and let me know where I'm getting it wrong. I invite MAGA all day, every day to come in the box. And by the way, let me make it clear to you guys, nothing gets censored here. When I do these lives, particularly when I'm at home, but let me make it clear to you, whether you're in the box or you're in the comments, your humble correspondent, the guy you're looking at right now, I don't censor anything. Even when you come in, if you got insults, you want to tell me where the hell to go, I do let you speak. The only thing that censors you here is TikTok. So don't ever think, well, he's a liberal, he's not going to let us speak. This ain't CNN, folks. Going back to the comments. He said that was a joke. Fair enough. All right, going into the box. Fast pass. We talk quite often. Fast pass 1, 2, 3. Good afternoon to you. Appreciate that. User 710 said you do a great job. I do appreciate that, sir.
Thank you.
And user 2, I am on vacation. Talk to me, Fast
Hey,
Pass. What's going
buddy,
on with
what's
you?
up? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Just chilling, as you might see.
I can tell. Were you by the pool?
Yes, sir, I am. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's an indoor pool. There's a waiting pool out here. I'm at one of the Marriotts here in the D.C. area, so it's got big place, big place. But yeah, I am
I
by the
was
pool.
up
Just
there.
got done
Last time I
swimming.
was up there, it was where Reagan got shot at that American Hilton.
Oh,
That was kind of
hopefully I'm not
wild.
there.
That's kind of wild, man. I was up there right on Connecticut Avenue, and it was
Uh,
about it was kind of freaky, you know.
I do
Um,
remember that incident happening back in 1981. I believe I was in fourth grade. I remember being sent home from school. He came
yeah,
walking out, and that guy caught him, and he didn't even think he had been shot. I do remember that.
yeah, Jodie Foster obsession, I think it was. But didn't he just get
You know,
out recently?
you say that again.
Didn't he just get out recently?
Yes, finally. Yeah, he got out, I believe, last year or the year before last. I've seen a lot of pretty chicks in my day. A lot of chicks I would be willing to throw my whole wallet at them just for one night.
Shut
I
up
have
and live.
never seen I have never seen somebody so fat. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the White House and shoot the man inside just to see if I can get this broad. I have
Yeah,
never Jodie Foster didn't look that damn good. Like,
no. Some of them are good actresses and stuff, but they're not drop dead gorgeous. But
hell
not that
no.
enough for sure.
Yeah.
But
I could
I was thinking about something because I just came out of this, socialist versus communist like debate. I was just listening. I wasn't really participating.
what's on your
Uh,
mind?
but I was thinking about, about the penalties that we have in this country for certain things like tickets or DUIs, or even what you were talking about with Obamacare and health care. I mean, if you knock down about, and I'm definitely conservative, so but still, I'm for what the country in Europe. I think it's Sweden or maybe Finland. You get a ticket for going 135. your ticket's 80, 90 grand if you make enough money. They pay you.
Yeah, yeah, they do. Yeah, some of the states, some of the countries over there, they do charge you on your ticket based on what you earn, and that's really that has that spanks you much better because you won't have a rich fuck like just throwing the $200 at a guy. Oh, you gave
Even
me
a
a $200
DUI.
ticket. Whoop.
Yeah,
You
even
said
a
what?
DUI, even a DUI, man. I mean, if you get a DUI, you get a suspension, and you can afford to hire a driver or something. I think there ought to be a graduated penalty in our justice system because it's a pimple on your butt, man, compared to
I will say this,
compared
and
to
I do.
something that might change your ability to feed your family or whatever, keep your job. The penalties are
Well, it would
not
also make it.
equal.
It would also make it so a lot less of us have to pay tax money too. Can you imagine if Elon Musk got caught doing 100 over the limit? How much money he'd have to pay? Shit, that would be enough for that whole town to stop paying taxes for a few years. Did I lose you? Fast pass. I must have lost my guess. I don't know. Did I lose my signal? Okay. Penalty should be changed.
Can you hear
Penalty
me?
should. Okay. Fast pass. You're going. Okay. I can see your video now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. There you go. Yeah, I would
Okay.
agree with somebody in the comments who said that a penalty should change your behavior. That came from Double Luck, which is similar to what you're talking about, where they impose a penalty on you based upon your resources and how it will affect you financially.
Well, there's no incentive not to repeat the same. I mean, there's no reason not to repeat the same crime if you don't feel it. There's got to be a reason. So that and I think you could even take that a little bit to healthcare. I mean, paying $1,200 a month to insure somebody, and you're making 30, 40 mil a year or whatever. That's just I'm a little bit, like I said, on healthcare and that kind of stuff. I'm definitely a little more progressive, and I think a graduated penalty system would be fair. I don't think that would be unreasonable. Absolutely. Um,
I tend to agree. Well, I don't want to get too far off the top. Let me ask you this question
what
because
was
this
it?
is this is in line with the political atmosphere. I got a person in the comments, SB Lynn, stating that Obama started the racial division. Trump's lack of communication fueled it, and Biden isn't going to approve. Do you believe that Obama started the racial division in this country?
Nah, man, no.
And you were conservative, and you are conservative, so you are conservative, so you'd be the one to ask. But
Yeah,
yeah, Obama
he
started the racial division.
I always considered Obama more white than black. Man, I'm sorry. I think he was. He was raised by his mom and his grandparents were white, and you could put him on the telephone. I'm not saying not to be, profiling, but the man I think was much more white than he was black. I mean, he denied.
You know,
It's like Tiger Woods. He'd get mad about it. Says, "Why are you denying my
I
mom?"
don't think he was white as Tiger Woods. Let me say this real quick, because somebody else in the comments, Victor said he brought up race continually. I will just respond to this. When Obama was in office, and as you say, bringing up race continually, I saw a lot of folks on the right criticize him. Then the moment the man was gone, to deface the man, the comment was, "See there, he didn't do nothing for black people like Trump did." So it's like you complaining that he bringing up race, but then when he gone, you complain that he didn't do nothing for black people, which would have been bringing up race. I don't. I mean, because think about Obama being the first black president in office, and he go right after the crime in Chicago, the poverty in Chicago, and all of the things from his city. How many folks on the right would have been okay with President Obama going directly to benefit his own city? How many people would be saying things like, "We elected you president of the United States, not president of Chicago"? But then the minute he doesn't do it, you get what I'm saying, Fast Pass?
Yeah, I get you. I know what you're saying. I don't know that he was as divisive as our today's president is
What
divisive,
about the guy in the middle?
but I don't think he was as and I mean, you can't lay the blame on totally on him, but to give Trump credit, Trump did a lot for HBCA, he did a lot. He did fund them for 10 years. And no president did that. Obama didn't do that. So he did a lot for historic black colleges. But you ain't gonna give no credit to. He's not. There's no way that conservatives are gonna. I mean, McCain did. You got to give McCain credit because he saved single handedly. He saved Obamacare just as much as say that Kansas senator saved Andrew Johnson from being impeached. He was
Yeah.
one vote, and that was where one vote mattered. And my daughter benefited from that. My daughter's she got a disability, and she paid nothing for her insurance on Obamacare, and people that can't afford it, I don't think they should have to pay. I don't think so. I think we, as a decent society, if you don't take care of two people, you're sick and you're elderly, then that's a terrible society. You got to take care of the elderly, man. You have to, and you got to take care.
Well, let me say this in regards to what you mentioned earlier about Trump and HBCUs. Somebody in the comments is saying that that's actually done yearly by Congress, but I will say this in regards to Trump and African Americans. That 3 year Obama was born in Kenya shit is going to offset a lot of things that Trump would have been able to get credit for doing for African Americans. And I guess I would ask you this because at the end of the day, he did admit Obama was born in America. What do you think is the
Kenya,
reason, or what do you think made Trump say for 3 years Obama was not born in the country?
I
What do you
think
think led him to do that?
he read it on Twitter. I think he read it on Twitter. So somebody tweeted it and he fell for it. But whatever. I think he was, guilty of the worst kind of knee jerking in a way. And
Oh,
all of
but
it.
he didn't. He
He
didn't just he didn't just repeat what he read on Twitter. Then he was getting on Fox saying things like I've paid investigators to go to Kenya and you'll be amazed at what they're coming back with. He was talking about he spoke with Obama's family. He went
well,
way deeper into
Obama,
it than
Obama,
just
now he either misspoke or he had a Freudian slip one time. But Obama even said that he's proud to have been born in Africa. I mean, and that was probably maybe a misquote, but there's a quote out there where he said it, and a lot of people take that as conspiracy. I say a lot of things that I didn't mean, and I came out wrong
well. But let's
or
let's
whatever.
be
But I
clear.
think I
Yeah,
spoke to
but let's be clear. We could
Kenya
bring
wasn't
up
a country, was it?
we could bring up grabbing him by the pussy and a whole host of comments that Trump said, and we didn't take those literal.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, let's
That
let's just be
11
real.
years prior, that was 11 years prior to him running for office, and that was a stupid ass comment, and of course they ran with it. But we believe what we choose to believe on the side that fits
Okay.
our narrative. We're not going to convince somebody otherwise. If you believed it and you believed it from childhood, it's hard to change somebody's mind in this political
What
space.
about this?
It's
Okay. What
really,
about this? What after saying Obama was not born in the country for 3 years, do you believe, from at the very least, he should have apologized to Obama and the African American community for that?
hey man, that's a man that never had to ask forgiveness. Wait a minute, he don't apologize. That
Right.
he don't apologize for nothing hardly, and out of respect of
And
his
you
first wife, but not being passed away, that was terrible. But I think he should have, if yeah, I mean, he should man up and say it. But was Kenya even a country whenever Obama was born? I don't even
you
think
know
it was a country.
I don't really know, but I mean, it shouldn't have never came up. And make no mistake about it, when Kamala Harris was looking like she was going to be the VP, there was a small contingent of folks on the far right suggesting that she too was not born in America. I'm a big Bill O'Reilly fan, and I watch him on the internet and things like that still since he's not on Fox anymore. And
Yeah,
he was on the internet pleading with the Republicans, like, "Don't do this again. This is a
right,
loser. Don't go back."
right.
But they were trying to start a birther movement on Kamala. Now, call it what you want, but when you keep doing this to African Americans, some folks are going to start throwing the R word around. Like, why is it every time the first black person does something on the liberal side, you guys are coming up with ways to try to discredit their ability to even hold the office at all by saying that they're foreign born. But
He
they
would have.
weren't trying to do it to Kamala.
I think he would have said it if the man was if it was Ireland, or if it was a contested birth from England. I don't think it had anything to do. I think he would have looked at anything that was exclusionary um, at all, because face it, Obama made an enemy when he did the mic drop thing, and that was the correspondence dinner.
Yeah,
um,
but you wait a minute. You
that's
don't.
kind of
It's
when that shit
to
started.
me, to me, the way Trump dealt with Obama at the correspondence dinner and the mic drop is a lot like Will Smith with Chris Rock. You don't go to that shit if you can't take a joke. Why would you go to a correspondence dinner where they're making where they're just what do they call it when they talk about you? They roast you. They're roasting you at this. Why would you
Yeah.
go there if you got if you got a sheet up your ass? You shouldn't even be here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he wasn't, the topic of discussion. Now, Will was nominated and he won the Oscar, but he was right on the front row, and he just come off of what was that stuff that he just came off of? That whatever he took that quiet whatever that what is it called, the juju juice that he drank, that Will Smith
Okay, you
drank.
got me on that. I don't know where you're going with that.
Well, it's called something, and it's like you have you go to a it's like a you go on it's like a I don't know, it's a psychedelic drink drink somebody
Who were you suggesting it was on that?
Will Smith, I mean, admitted it that
Oh, okay,
Smith
okay.
said that he did,
Well,
and
Will Smith is
he
gonna
was.
do anything to try to downplay how much he fucked up that night. But I'm just
Yeah.
simply saying, do not go to those kind of events. And I'm talking about Trump as well, because you mentioned Trump was not the subject when Obama started roasting him. How many folks get roasted by President Trump at his rallies that are not the subject either? I mean, people often go off on a tangent if they feel the crowd is going to go there with them and show them appreciation. Trump attacks all kinds of folks at his rallies. Colin Kaepernick, for
I'd
instance,
love
was
to have
never the subject
I'd
of a
love to
Trump
have
rally, and he had no problem going after him.
I'd love to have the recording of all the people that said there's no way. I mean, even Republicans that said there's absolutely no way that man's going to be president. That was the amazement that came over people's minds whenever he won that election, even when he won the nomination for the Republican Party, was just a momentous time in history, because everybody
It
was
was. It
begging
was.
for a businessman. They've been begging somebody that's not a politician, and they got one, but they unfortunately got one with no filter in his mouth. But
Have you ever
yeah.
seen the movie? You ever seen the movie Casino?
Oh yeah, Robert De Niro. Yeah, Sharon
Yeah,
Stone.
but
Yeah.
to me, Trump never being a politician and winning office kind of reminds me of the beginning of the movie where they go. Joe Pesci is narrating. He says, "We could have had it all, but we fucked it all up." And I think that's Trump has made America think twice about re-electing people who have no political experience. And I will say this in regards even to folks who support Trump and folks on the right, is
Right.
that when you're pointing to people like Jim Barr and all of
Yeah.
the Michael Cohens and all of them people that are rhinos or you consider them as traitors or treasonous, not being a politician is what will lead you to putting a bunch of people on your administration that you can't trust. No one in the history of politics, I believe in America at least, has put so many people on their own administration that they later had to fire and say that this person is a treasonous, this person is a traitor, this person is a rhino. All of these people got jobs because of you. That's what happens when you're not a typical politician. You don't know how to screen and vet people. He's
Well,
horrible at that.
I'm where probably you might not know where I stand, but I'm not for Trump getting the nomination. I heard Lindsey Graham the other day saying this is Trump's party, and that man, a lot of people are not, and people in Florida are screaming because they don't want to give up DeSantis. But I'm not for him getting the election for the same reason. It's going to take Democrats to elect a Republican president, and I don't think he can get one or get enough um, of people to switch, lines. Now, I think other people can. If you can stand up there and respectfully have somebody, even that you disagree with, like you, for instance, and still have a decent conversation, but not all of a sudden you're an asshole, you're an idiot, you're delusional, you're this. That's not going to get anything done. And Trump is that way. He doesn't have ex partners. He's got enemies. He doesn't have ex employees. He's got enemies. He's got people that he's alienated to the point that they will not just disagree with him. They'll turn on him, and
Yeah.
they'll turn on him now, as opposed to what we got now is he just puts people in Biden. He puts really incompetent people in positions where they have no experience to be in the position. Our energy secretary had no experience. Our transportation secretary has absolutely no experience
Well,
on that
did you
scale.
really think Ben Carlson made a good fit for housing and urban development?
Um, Probably better than the ones I just mentioned, but but not maybe. They get rewarded. Face it, both sides. I'm going to find a spot for you in my administration. You know, and that's what happened. I'm going to elect a white African American woman as my vice president. To me, that's not right, man. That's not right. You don't
Yeah.
qualify 'em by race, and you qualify 'em by qualifications. You apply for a
Well, I got
job. I think
okay.
you should get that way, but that's the way I
Fair
feel.
enough. And I can understand it. Fair enough. I got to move it on, but I will just
Yeah,
simply say this: when you look at how America has appointed all of its Supreme Court judges before Ketanji Brown, all of its vice presidents before Kamala Harris, to point out now that it's unfair to elect somebody by race or appoint somebody by race is a bad hill to die on. Even though I agree with you
it's not even
100%, no
race.
president yeah, no president should say my next vice president or the next Supreme Court justice is going to be a black person. But keep in mind, that's exactly what they did throughout American history before they appointed those two black women. If my next person was going to be a white male, they didn't have to say it. We knew that was going to happen. All right, man,
Well,
I got to move it
you're
on, man.
right. That you're right. Last statement, last word, because you always give me the last word. But they pick by regions too. They did. They picked. Normally, it wasn't by that. They would pick a vice president by the region. Like we got to get somebody from the South, or we got to get somebody from the Midwest, or somebody that's going to pull in this kind of voter or this kind of voter. Usually, it's some kind of strategy there. But hey, man, enjoy your vacation. How long you on for? How long you on vacation?
Oh, yeah. All right, well, we'll make it happen. I'll catch you on the next one.
Okay, enjoy your time.
Thank you, sir. You too. All right, and I will to what he was suggesting that they would have picked them by region or some other strategy. That may be true, but at the end of the day, they still were going to be a white male. I don't care if you said, find me somebody Christian that represents Alabama. You didn't add on, but make sure they're a white male because we kind of knew that was going to happen. You couldn't show up with a woman, no matter how Christian or Alabamian she was. She was still going to be a white male. So that's kind of what I was trying to say. And I appreciate that undersea gift there. That was much love for that. Thank you. All right, going back to the box. Let me see. We're better at the comments. Both of you guys give me belief in reasonability, and that's what Let me say something. That is the purpose of why we do this. It's not to win a debate, to be right all the time. It's to simply have civilized dialogue. That is something they don't do in Washington very often. U.S. Humvee, appreciate that. You don't see a lot of folks have, even on these lives, you're going to get a live where people are going to be liberal and talking shit about Republicans all day and damn, certainly MAGA, or you're going to get somebody that's Republican that's talking about MAGA all day and how much they hate liberals, or you're going to get MAGA and they're talking about how much they hate every damn body. On this live here, I let everybody speak. I try my best not to defame or injure anyone on a personal level. If I don't agree with you, I'll say I don't agree with you, and I invite you to do the same for me. But our goal here is to have civil discourse and get your opinion up. That's all we're trying to do here, folks, because that's not what they're doing in Washington. And like I said, that alone, in my opinion, is progress. Looking in the comments, because these are heated topics. Yeah, they are heated topics, but We're all adults here. You should be able to have a conversation in regards to a heated topic without getting involved in personal attacks and just going out of your damn mind. You should be able to do that. We're all adults here. And by the way, because we're involved in politics, most of us are probably 30 and older. So we're not even new adults. You've been an adult for a minute when you sit here talking about Congress people and senators and shit like that. 18, 19-year-olds ain't got time for that kind of stuff. They still out partying. So yeah, you should be able to have conversations involving heated topics without cussing the person out or calling them stupid and all that. It said unless it's Harris Jordan. User Harris does get incredibly passionate. I get a few folks who get very passionate, but even with Harris, and then he goes off on a tangent, I still make sure he get on here every time he wants to get on. I don't have a problem inviting him on. Let Obama have started a riot that people died at. He'd still be in prison or worse facts. I can't speak in regards to Obama, but I do strongly believe, and with my audience being primarily MAGA, I invite you to disagree. The box is open. You know how it works. But yeah, do I believe that a large group of African Americans in regards to an African American cause could have showed up to the Capitol building while all of the Senate, all of Congress was there and had the same outcome? No, I do not. No, I do not. And if we had, instead of Ashley Babbitt, LaQuisha Jenkins had it got shot doing the same damn thing, nobody would give a fuck. There's a lot of defenders of Ashley Babbitt. If Ashley Babbitt was LaQuisha Jenkins doing the same shit, that would have been like, what the hell? LaQuisha would have been lucky if she was the only person to get shot. Uh, Somebody said they would have burned it down, says Rich 3545. I think it would have been like Tiananmen Square. I think if you had a bunch of African Americans doing that, the Capitol Police would have opened fire. And there are Capitol Police who let some MAGA protesters in there. There were Capitol Police who were sympathizers with what was going on. That would not have happened in a Black Lives Matter mission. They wouldn't have. Nobody would have let them in. So the argument, that you're hearing from MAGA is that some of these people were let in, which is true. That is a valid point. Some of them were let in. That wouldn't have happened if it had been an all-American crowd. Both Trump and Biden need to be in retirement homes. That came from like sports wise guy. Geraldo Rivera, and I know my audience doesn't have a lot of tolerance for Geraldo, even though he claims to be a Republican and a longtime friend of Trump. He stated that both Biden and Trump and himself, he even used his own self and said, our generation is done. We do need to get someone younger in there. And he brought up DeSantis, Buttigieg, and some of those folks. But he said something similar to what you're talking about, where they're just getting too old. Make no mistake about it. For all of the jokes and ridicule we get about Trump, or better yet, Obama, I can't even say my name's right, Biden. For all the jokes and ridicule we get about Biden and his age, dementia, and all of that shit, Trump will be the same age Biden was if he wins in 2024. He'll be 78, same age Biden was when he took office in 2020. So you're not getting anything younger by electing Trump. You're just hopefully getting someone that's more alert and sane. But face it, when you're 78 years of age, shit can go downhill very quick. You got how many folks have fell off a bike like Biden did and never walked again in his age category, or fell up the aircraft stairs? I still have a question, wondering how you can fall up some stairs. When Biden fell up those 747 stairs to Air Force One, how many 78, 79, 80-year-olds could do that and get back up and run up the damn stairs? That could be the last time a lot of folks in that age category walks again. Age limit, please, dang. So how many of you folks would suggest age limits? Just yes or no. If they tried to impose an age limit, or better yet, what age would you use as a cutoff to be able to be commander in chief? If you could impose an age limit, give me an age limit that you would suggest that would bar you from being commander in chief above that age limit. I see everybody saying yes, term and age. Well, in regards to commander in chief, you only got 8 years. You only got 2 terms, so there's already a term limit for commander in chief. 70, 70, 67. That's why Life Alert is business. Very funny. Cool. 65, 65. So, yeah, about the retirement age. A few folks said 70, but, well, and you make a really good point there. What is that, Barb? I think it says Barbara or something said, just stop voting for him. That's a legitimate point. That would probably be the best solution. Their district should have the choice to not elect them. Yeah? But keep in mind, President Trump will be above that age limit. So, but anyway, folks, listen, I am on vacation as I told you guys in the beginning, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Appreciate you guys rolling with me, and I will catch you guys when I get back in the Midwest. Have a good one.